Hello, my name's Adriana and welcome back to another video. I'm sure you've probably already seen the caption, so you kind of already know what we're going to be talking about today, hence the hair. I don't have my tea today because it is hot, so I got myself some water because we need to stay hydrated. Make sure you take a pause and go and grab yourself a beverage because we might be here a while. I'm not joking. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Let's talk about it. I've been on my natural hair journey for honestly too long to even try and remember. It feels like this has been my forever journey. I've been on the journey so long. When I was younger, I didn't really have a choice about my natural hair, and so it would get styled however my mum would decide to style it. So it would mostly be in some kind of braid style. However, I could not wait to start doing my own hair because the trauma attached to my mum doing my hair, honestly, getting hit across the head with a brush. Yeah, I went through it, trying to sit through the pain of getting your hair detangled. I just didn't enjoy it at all. I obviously sometimes enjoyed the outcome, but sometimes the hairstyles that mum would come up with too. Yeah, no disrespect to mum, but I wanted to do my own hair as soon as possible. And that's exactly what I started to do. However, I noticed once I started doing my own hair, I wasn't looking after it. And because of that, my mum decided that she needed to do something else to try and encourage me to look after my natural hair more. I was very fixated at that time on relaxed hair, and that was something that I wanted for myself. You know, I'd see these images on the relaxer boxes, just beautiful women with beautiful hair, and I wanted that for myself. And my natural hair to me did not fit into that bubble of what I saw was almost perfection, beauty, you know, all these very positive words. I just didn't associate my hair with that. And looking back and thinking about that now is quite sad, but that was my journey. And eventually I did get my natural hair relaxed. Initially, I was so excited because my hair was long. So I was around like this, you know, doing the most. But then the initial happiness wore off because my hair started to break. It started to get brittle. It started to be damaged. It started to get so thin, and I was not happy with what I was seeing. And so I started to find other ways to manage my hair, whether that's straightening, blow drying. I would do protective styles every week. I could cane roll really well, so I would do cane rolls every week. I would style it. I would make sure my hair was looking good. And I almost fell back in love with my hair again, but I still didn't have that confidence to wear my natural hair. I just had a very negative perception of natural hair. And I think a lot of that came from, you know, social media, people's opinions, the way people idolize a certain look, and natural hair didn't seem to be that look. So I definitely did not appreciate at that time what God had given me. And I'm happy to say now, obviously, I'm on my natural hair journey. For me, I feel like embracing my natural hair now has been a part of my self-love journey, actually a huge part of my self-love journey. And I can honestly say that I wouldn't change my hair for anybody now. I'm in a place where I'm very happy with it. I feel beautiful, actually my most beautiful when I rock my natural hair. And I'm finding ways to manage it and look after it a lot better. I wanted to come on here today and talk about the subject of this video because I've had a few thoughts, a few conversations, a few interactions lately that have made me think about the discourse around natural hair and how I play a part in that, but also other people play a part in that. I spoke in one of my previous videos about the power of words and how they can have a massive impact. And I stand true to that when it comes to natural hair. I feel like the way you speak about your natural hair has a powerful impact on the way you feel about it. I have not always spoke about my natural hair in a positive way. And even to this day, unconsciously, I might say things that reiterate that. I've had to sort of check myself sometimes and be like, actually, why do you call it that? Or why do you refer to it as that? And I'm really trying my best to be more mindful of that and to be more conscious about how I speak about my own natural hair and just natural hair in general. Away from the way that I speak about it, I've also noticed that other people also use certain words or categories or labels or stereotypes when it comes to natural hair. And weirdly, I've not took a stand and questioned or queried some of the words that have been used. I've just sort of laughed it off. And I thought to myself after those conversations, when I've reflected on them, actually, why am I normalizing that? Why am I letting people talk about my hair in that way? And I guess to an extent, I don't let it offend me because I've got my own form of self-confidence. I don't need to hear people call my hair beautiful all the time for me to know it's beautiful now. Like, I'm very much aware. So maybe there was an element of that. But why aren't I challenging these conversations, interactions, and these kind of views and perspectives? Let me give you a little bit of context. So I was speaking to somebody at the time. My hair was probably in an afro or in an updo, my go-to styles. And this person, when I was talking to them, was referring to my hair as like wild and crazy, and I was just kind of smiling and being like, not really saying anything back. But it's not until I left that conversation that I thought, actually, why were those the choice of words? Why didn't you say, your hair is beautiful, it's healthy, it's grand? Like, there's so many better terms that person could have used, but they chose to use those words. And yeah, it just got me thinking, we really need to change the narrative around natural hair. I do feel like we have made some progress. People are loving on their natural hair a lot more. They're talking about it in a better way. People are seeing the beauty in it more. We have come leaps and bounds for sure, but I still feel like there's a way to go. And that's not just for me, that's not just for you, that's for everybody. In the past, when I haven't had confidence in not necessarily my hair but myself, I've used affirmations and they really helped me in some of my most difficult times. So I feel like maybe using that for my natural hair will be helpful too. Whether that's me just being stood in a mirror, appreciating the beautiful hair that I do have on my head, or just generally being more aware of the words that I am using to describe my hair, rather than the crazies, the wild, the messy, the unkempt, the whatever else it might be. I know there's plenty of words out there that we probably choose to use, difficult, challenging. Like, yes, it can be all those things, but it's also so much more than that. It's majestic, it's beautiful, it's history, it's beauty, it's real, it's full, it's luscious, it's got personality. Like, there's so many other ways we can talk about the crowns on our heads, and I want us to do that so much more. Not everybody is going to be able to relate to this video, because I'm sure some of you are already really amazing at doing this, but I personally am not. And I'm sure some of you out there aren't as well. So I just wanted to talk about it because I feel like it's a conversation that needs to be had. I think when it comes to other people as well, there's sometimes a lack of education and understanding around natural hair. And I think sometimes the reason why they speak about it in such a negative way is because it might be something they've never seen before. It might be something rare. You don't see a lot of it in social media. Obviously, you see a lot more now, but once upon a time, you didn't see much of it in social media. It is not quote unquote the norm. And I think that feeds in a lot to the way people perceive natural hair. I mean, we could speak about natural hair for days, even when it comes to schools. There's been situations where people have turned up in schools with natural hair and have been asked to change their hair. They've been asked to style it differently. And it's just crazy to me, because if this is a part of who you are, why can't you remain who you are and express yourself in the way that you want to express yourself? Other people feel they have the right to tell you how to manage and manipulate your hair. I'm sorry. Last time I checked, this was my crown. So yeah, I just want to encourage other people to maybe think about the way they speak about others. God made us all perfectly, exactly the way that we are, and we should embrace each other's beauty. I might sometimes see someone that looks a little bit different. Does that mean I'm going to go up to them or stare at them or do something to make them feel uncomfortable? No, because they are them, I am me. I'm getting on with my own life and they're getting on with theirs. In fact, in those kind of situations, if I see something that is different but beautiful, I'm going to let that person know, because why not? If I can make that person smile, I'm going to do that. Just like if someone walks past me and tells me that my hair is beautiful or whatever the case may be, I'm going to embrace that, because the way you respond to people as well can also help them learn something new. And I think that's why if someone does in future say something that feels a bit iffy to me about my hair, then I will definitely be challenging them on that, because I have to take care of me and I have to take care of this. And this is how I want to present myself in the world, you know. I might have this style today, I might have some mini twists tomorrow, I might have a mohawk the day after, like, who knows? That's the versatility of natural hair. You can pretty much do whatever you want with it, but what I choose to do with my hair is my decision. I just want us all to love on our hair more, speak about our hair more positively, and ultimately change the narrative around natural hair. And breathe. Oh, and get a drink, because girl, I am thirsty. I hope you took something away from this video today. I really do. And I hope you enjoyed watching. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Maybe you've had a similar experience too. Maybe this is something that you're trying to work on as well. Let me know, and I will see you in the next one.